Very good evening, guys. Let's start with today's session. You are able to hear me properly?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, in the last session, I guess we took revision, we quickly took recap of loops and all, right? I told you about while loop, do while loop, for loop. Isn't it, guys? Some questions on that loops we'll try to solve. Okay. Few questions we have solved in the past, like based on if else, based on switch case, then one on loop also we solved, right? Then what we'll do is we'll try to solve some more questions in today's session based on loops. Okay. I want you people to solve this 15th question. Write a program called Koza, Loza, Voza, which prints the numbers 1 to 110. Getting 1 to 110, and every line 11 numbers. Means per line 11 numbers. This way, how many lines will be there? 10 lines. Isn't it? Then the program will print Koza in place of number which is divisible by 3. Wherever the number is divisible by 3, there Koza is to be printed. If the number is divisible by 5, then Loza is to be printed. Getting? If it is divisible by 7, then Voza. And then combinations they have said. Like if it is divisible by 3 and 5 both, then Koza, Loza. And so on. Getting? Means all the combinations. Like with only 3 Koza, only 5 Loza, only 7 Voza. Then and like 3 and 5 Koza, Loza. 5 and 7 Loza, Voza will be there. Getting? Or 3 and 7 Koza, Voza. All 3 Koza, Voza, Loza. All 3 will be there. Getting? Then the output shall look like this way. Okay? 1, 2. Now 1 is not divisible by anything. It's neither divisible by 3 nor 5 nor 7. Isn't it, guys? It's divisible by not even 3, not even 5, not even 7. So as it is, the digit is printed as it is. 2 also as it is. Here Y Koza divisible by 3. 4, none of them. 5 divisible by 5. Right? 6 is divisible by 3. 7 divisible by 7. So accordingly that values are substituted. 8 by nothing. Neither 3 nor 5 nor 7. Getting? 9 is divisible by 3. 10 divisible by 5. 11, none of them. Getting? Like here in case of 15, just check. 15 is divisible by 3 and 5 both. 3 also, 5 also, both. Therefore, Koza, Loza has come. Can you see? Getting? So accordingly you have to produce the output. Right, guys? So I hope you will be able to do it. So if it is, now in this case, see 21, it is divisible by 3 and 7. As it is divisible by 3 also, 7 also, both have come. Koza also, Voza also. Okay, like in case of 30 you can check. 30 is divisible by 3 and 5 accordingly. And after every 11 digits, you have to put a new line. This output is to be produced for 11 numbers and then new line. This way how many lines? 10 lines. Now this whole program you have to implement using one for loop only. No nested loop, nothing. In single for loop only, you have to do the checking whether divisible by 3, by 5, by 7. Getting, guys? Accordingly, and you have to produce the output. ठीक है, तो आई होप फर्स्ट द क्वेश्चन इज क्लियर टू यू. इज द क्वेश्चन फर्स्ट क्लियर टू यू?
Yes, sir.
Right? The question is what to print these words like koza, loza, voza, but in place of where the number is divisible by 3, by 5, by 7, or combination like 3 and 5, 5 and 7, 3 and 7, and all 3 also. There can be a number which is divisible by 3 also, 5 also, 7 also. Getting, guys? It can be divisible by 3 also, 5 also, and as well as 7 also. Okay, so now how to do it, now you decide. And as I gave an hint, you have to do it in one loop only. One loop which will go for 1 to 110. Only you have to check that whether 11 digits are printed or not. Means after every 11 digit you have to put a new line. After every 11 digit you have to put a new line. Getting, guys? And you have to check also that whether the digit is to be printed or this loza, koza, voza, whatever. Okay, I'll give you 2 minutes, think on it, give me some inputs, and then we will solve this. Okay. Oh. Okay. So yes guys, I hope you have thought on it. Sure. See you guys. We will write the solution for this. Now in this program we don't have to take any input, isn't it? No input is needed. Directly the output is to be displayed in this form. You have to go from 1 till 110. Okay? See. Class, I'll give the name to the class as Koza, Loza, Voza. Okay? We will save it also in our folder. I guess we have created our folder. Okay, I'll give name to it as Koza, Loza, Voza dot Java. Okay? Public static void main string args, right? That is the way we write the program, Java program. Keyword class, then we give the name to the class, meaningful name. It should be a valid Java identifier. So according to the question, they have said give this name to the class, then your class body, then the entry exit function, that is main. Okay, now we are going to use one flag also. Why we will need that flag, that I'll tell you. Flag is for whether to print this digit or not. Getting? Means if it is not divisible by any of this, then we have to print digit. Right guys? So how we'll come to know whether it has printed Koza, Loza, Voza or combination of it. Okay? See, what I'll do is I'll create one variable boolean flag. Okay? If you want default some value, I'll store in it. False value. Now first we'll start with a for loop, standard for loop. Integer I is equal to 1, I less than equal to 110, I plus plus. As I already said, this loop will go for 110 times, right? So your counter will start from 1 till 110. Okay, now just check whether your I is divisible by 3. Now how do we check whether the number is divisible by 3? By mod 3, and if the remainder is 0, means it is divisible by 3. Right guys? That time we have to display Koza. So I'll write system.out.print. I'm not going to do the mistake of putting print ln. I'll do print, because first 11 values I have to display on the same line, and after displaying 11 numbers, then only I have to come on the next line. Getting? And that's the reason I am not going to use print ln. I'm using print. And what I'll print over here? Koza. Okay? And I'll make that flag as true to indicate. Okay? And one thing is, like, there is no need to make this flag here false. We will make that flag false at the beginning of each iteration. Means whenever the iterations start, at the beginning we'll make it false. Okay, see here. And I'll make it true. Same way I'll check if it is divisible by 5. Yes, then I'm going to display system.out.print Loza. Okay? Again I'll make the flag true. And check that I'm not using if else. I'm using if only. You understanding guys? Why I'm not using if else? I'm using separate if, because the number can be divisible by both also. It can be divisible by 3 and 5 also. Is it? Like 15. if your number is 15, so it is divisible by 3, it will print cosa, it will come in this condition also. Do you agree, guys? It will be divisible by 5. Therefore, it will print immediately after that loza also. Cosa, loza. I hope you are understanding. Clear? Sometimes it may be divisible by 5 and 7. So it may enter in this and it will enter in the next one also. Getting? So I'll write third if I modulo 7 double equal to 0. Yes. So I'll write system dot out dot println. Getting? Vosa. And again I'll make flag true. Just to indicate that whether it has entered in that or not. Whether it has entered in this ifs or it has not. So if it has entered in any of this if, means these things are printed, then digit is not to be printed. But if it doesn't enter in any of this, the flag will be false. Then print that digit. Getting or no, guys? Okay? So I hope you're understanding what I'm trying to tell you. See it. Now till here it is clear to you guys that if it is divisible by 3, it will print cosa, by 5 loza, by 7 vosa. Combination also can be there. Like it is divisible by 3 and 5, both. So if it is divisible by 3 and 5, will it enter in both the ifs? Yes or no, guys? Like for example 15. So you can check in the question. For 15 we have to print cosa loza. Like for 21 we have to print cosa vosa. So for 21, that time it is divisible by 3, it will print cosa. Divisible by 7, therefore it will print vosa also, because it is checking all the 3 conditions. Sometimes it may be divisible by all 3, like 105. I guess 105 is divisible by 3, isn't it, guys? It is divisible by 5, it is divisible by 7. So at that time it will print cosa, loza, vosa also. Now the thing is, if it has not entered in any of these 3, then we have to display that digit, isn't it? So how will come to know that it has not entered in any of these 3? By the flag. So I'll check if flag. If flag means your flag is true. Explicitly you want to check, you can write like this: if flag double equal to true. I can write if flag, isn't it? Now if flag, then I'll print that digit, but I'll use print only. Yeah? Hope it is clear. Like if the value is 1, if it is 4, so tell me, if it is 4, is it divisible by 3? No. By 5? No. By 7? No. That time I did one mistake. I was supposed to write not flag. It was not supposed to be flag, it was supposed to be not flag, isn't it? So now if it is 4, it won't go in any of this. Flag will be false, false not is true, it will print that digit. Okay, now after printing this digit, or after printing this cosa, loza, vosa, we have to display one space. If you check, after digit also, after 2 also, after cosa also, getting one space is needed. So I'll put that space. See, system dot out dot print space. Okay, and now one last condition we have to check, that if I is divisible by 11. If I is divisible by 11 means you have done 11 times printing. 11 times printing meaning 11 digits are completed. Then I'll put a new line. See here, system dot out dot println, don't pass anything. If you don't pass anything, it will just put a new line. Getting, guys? Please understand. And then I'll complete this for loop. Here I'll complete my name, here I'll complete class. Okay? So I hope you are understanding what I have done it. Is it right? So what we were supposed to print is clear to you. Whenever it is divisible by 3, first thing is we are supposed to print from 1 till 110. 11 numbers per line. Wherever 3 divisible, cosa. Divisible by 5, loza. Divisible by 7, vosa. Divisible by 3 and 5, koza loza. 5 and 7, loza voza. 3 and 7, koza loza. All 3, koza loza voza. Getting? And if it is not divisible by any of, just print the digit. Okay? And how many digits you have, how many times you have to do this per line? 11 times. So check whether your number is divisible by 11. If it is divisible by 11, just put a new line. You understanding, guys? So just give me quick confirmation if you have understood this code.
Yes, sir.
Sure, others also? Others, if there are. Some standard students are there which regularly attend my session. Yes, Abhishek is saying yes. Very good. Okay, Shreya is also saying yes. Let's compile this. Okay. I'll go to D drive. There I have created my folder. Javac. I hope it is, no, it's not yet saved. I'll save it. Javac, koza, loza, voza dot java. Okay? Java, koza, loza, voza. I'll just remove this dot class. Enter. Okay? Just verify it. If you can verify, just check. Check for 105. Can you see for 105 all 3 have come? Because it is divisible by 3 also, 5 also, 7 also. You can check in place of 15, koza loza has come. In case of 21, koza voza has come. And in all other cases where it is not divisible by either 3, 5 or 7, then it has printed just the digits. Can you see? Only the digits are printed. And every line only 11 are there. Getting on? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay? So quite simple, but it was to make you think. Quite simple question, but I'm sure it made you to think how to do the printing. Some people might have thought of doing combinations also. I'm sure, damn sure about it. Some people might have thought of doing all the combinations, like if, then else if, then two combinations. Is it? No need, no? In just 3 ifs you can do the work. Okay? So how we are making use of if, loop, then use of print, ln, all possible things we have done. Okay? So hope it is clear. Okay, guys? So quite simple question.
Yes, sir.
Try to solve this 16th question also. This is also quite simple question. Okay, write a program called Fibonacci to display the first 20 Fibonacci numbers. Getting? And they say that the Fibonacci numbers are like that. The first 2 numbers are 1. The first Fibonacci number is 1. The second Fibonacci number is 1. But the next Fibonacci numbers are the addition of the previous 2. The addition of the previous 2 gives you the next Fibonacci number. Okay. So, and you have to print it, and along with that you have to display their average as well. The output shall look like this. Okay. And their average should be like this. See here. The first 2 numbers are 1. That is fixed. Now can you see the third one is addition of the previous 2. So 1 plus 1, 2. 1 plus 2, 3. 2 plus 3, 5. 3 plus 5, 8. Getting, no? 5 plus 8, 13. This is going on. Okay? This is also very simple question. I'm sure you can try. Okay? What I'll do is I'll share this file also on the group so that you people can try solving the other remaining questions also. Few more questions I'll provide you in the group. Few more assignments.
Yes.
Just to improve your programming skill.
Yes, sir.
Getting? Just for your logic development, your problem solving skills. Okay. Now I'll just tell you the logic, how to do it. Getting? What you do is you consider there are 3 variables A, B and C, and initialize A and B to 1 by default. Already you will initialize A to 1, B to 1. Okay, and third one C you will take. Now every time what you'll do is you'll add A and B and store it in C, and then shift B in A and C in B. Okay, step 1, add A, B. Step 1 is, I'll tell you the steps. Step 1 is print the value of A. That is for sure. Okay, I'll write the steps here in pseudo form or in simple English form. Print the value of A. That is done. Then what you do is you add A and B and store it in C. Step number 2. And then you shift the value of B in A, and then you shift the value of C in B. Okay, and do this activity 20 times. Getting? You'll see the Fibonacci number. You'll get the series as Fibonacci series only. Getting? So now, first step, what you are going to do? Print A. That is done. Now you add them. You'll get 2. Next step, what I said, copy first B to A and then copy C to B. Getting? Again add 3. Next, copy B to A and copy C to B. Copying sequence should be B to A and then C to B. Again add. This will go on. 3, year 5, year 8. Again shift B to A. So B will come in A, C will come in B, getting, and going on. And this activity you will do it how many times? 20 times. And can you see, if you print this A column, getting, means A values, they are all Fibonacci numbers only, no? See, getting 1, then 2, then 3, then 5 is the next value addition of the previous 2, next value addition of the previous 2. Getting? So I hope the basic idea is clear to you. Isn't it? How to do the printing, that is clear. So you'll consider 3 variables, A, B, C. A and B both are initialized to 1. Then you'll write a loop which will go for 20 times. This whole activity, as I said, put it, this whole thing in a loop. This whole thing you'll put it in a loop for 20 times. Every time in the loop, first you'll print the value of A, add A and B, store it in C, copy B in A, copy C in B. Going on. Now only the extra thing they have said that also print the average. So to print the average, obviously you will need what? The summation of this. So what you'll do is you'll create one variable sum in which you'll always go on adding this A. Means you'll write like this, sum plus equal to A. Means sum is equal to sum plus A. So please keep adding A to sum, and at the end whatever sum is there you divide by 20, that will be your average. Right guys? So hope the basic solution is clear to you. We will try to answer it. Okay? Dot Java I'll give. Okay, class Fibonacci, then public static void main. I hope you are observing the code. I hope you are observing that while typing and never type string s small. These are all the mistakes you do, and many times I have been telling you again and again that whatever classes Sun has provided, all the classes which Sun has provided, their class name can never start with small. Means by mistake also you should not type it in small. Getting? So string is a Sun provided class. Sun Macrosystem has provided you in the library form. In lang package, java.lang package, this class is there. And all the hundreds of classes which Sun has provided, it is impossible that their first letter is in a lower case. Getting? So string, system class, getting scanner class. Have you seen that scanner class S is also capital, system class S is capital. So please, while you people typing, never do that mistake. Okay? Now, as I said, we have to create some variables. A as 1, B as 1, C, one summation, Okay, I'll initialize it to 0. Right guys? Then we are going to write a for loop, integer I equal to 1, I less than equal to 20, I plus plus. As I said, first you add a to s plus equal to a. Then first you print that a, system dot out dot print, and you print that a with a space after it. Right guys? With a space after it, see, after that a space is there. So now you know that in Java you can concatenate different data types by using plus sign. I've taught you in the past, right? So a is an integer and this double quote space is a string. So first this integer will get converted to string, and then string and string will get concatenated, and then it will be displayed on the monitor, right? Now next step is you have to add, okay, a with b and store it in C. Then in A copy B and in B copy C. Getting? Done. Now this step is done. Means 20 times this will go on and 20 Fibonacci terms it will print, and it will take the summation of it as well. Now we just, but one mistake I did, this beginning line I wanted, the first 20 Fibonacci numbers are, that also we wanted to display. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll put one SOP over here, system dot out dot print ln. Okay, that's all. As I put print ln, after printing this line, the cursor will come on the next line. Now these 20 values will be printed on the same line. Okay, after that, system dot out dot print ln. Again we'll put a new line, or I'll just put print ln. Okay, because I want to display this, the average is on the next line. Okay, or in this only, if you want to display like this, slash n, and then give this line, will also do. Okay, see, but this answer you don't have to, you are not supposed to fool people. Answer we have to calculate. See here, I'll write float of s divided by 20. Float of s, why? Because s is integer. Getting? So if you don't write, if you don't do casting, it will divide integer by integer, and the answer will be integer, and you you won't get only this floating point answer. You'll get only 885. 0.5 you won't get. Understanding, guys? The same thing in previous lecture also I told you, when we took summation of first 50 natural numbers or 100 natural numbers. First one program using for loop we did in the last session. So for time being, I've just converted that that integer to float and divided by 20, which will give the average. Right guys? Okay? Hope this question is also clear to you people. Javac, Fibonacci, Java. Okay? Just trace the check the output. I guess the output is exactly same. The average is also same, 885.5. Okay? Is it clear? Just give me confirmation.
Yes, sir.
Sure? Others also?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then try solving some more questions. Now we will move on to some nested loops or something. Like we are done with some single loops. Now we'll go for some nested loop. Okay. Now this is quite simple. I guess the 18th one. Write a program called square board. Okay? That displays the following n by n pattern. But now n you have to accept from the user. So that n you can give from command line also, you can accept from the keyboard using scanner. I'll be teaching you in the next session some other way also of accepting input which Java has provided, okay, by using some buffered reader classes and all, right? So using that also I'll tell you, don't worry. See here, to write a program called square board that displays the following n by n pattern. Now please don't try to apply your Python logic here. Which some people might have studied C also, Python also, and Java. Getting? Python has given its own benefits, okay? So, but that thing are not applicable here, right? So here you have to write a nested loop only using two nested for loops, okay? So you will be writing one outer for loop which will keep the count of lines. Means one for loop will be there which will keep the count of whether that many number of lines are printed or not. And there will be an inner for loop which will keep the count of number of columns in that line. Getting? Means you'll write a nested for loop and the outer for loop will keep count of number of lines. So suppose the outer for loop counter is I is equal to 1. So for I equal to 1, you'll start j from 1 till n. Means I will remain fixed that I is 1 and j will vary from 1 till n. After 1 till n is complete, come to the outer loop and make I 2 and again start the inner loop from 1 till n. You understanding, guys? This will go on. So this will happen how many times? Till I doesn't reach till n. Okay? So outer loop will keep count of lines, inner loop will keep count of columns in that line. Okay? That simple it is. It's very simple program. N just we have to accept it from somewhere. So what I'll do is in this program, I'll pass n from the command line. Okay? From command line I'll pass. Okay? Or if you want to accept it from the user, you can accept. Okay, I'll save this as square board. .java. Okay, now if you are going to accept it from the user, then use scanner class. And if you want to use scanner class, you have to import java.util.scanner. I have told you all this in the past session. Class square board, right? Then your entry function public static void main string args, and kind request, guys, please try and do it in your machines simultaneously along with me. Now you are doing it. I'm really happy for that. Or if you are not able to match with my speed, or you first want to just understand and later you want to do, but please do it. Getting? And I'll be happy that if you put it in the comment whenever I post it, please comment it that yes, we are trying these programs or we are facing challenges, whatever. Getting? So please comment. The person who is teaching will be really happy for that. Yes or no? You also can put yourself in my place. Like if you are taking efforts for someone and if you don't get any response from them, so obviously the morale is down. Morale is down, then the person feels low that when someone is taking efforts for someone and there is no reaction. Getting? So please comment, and comment is not like that you have to give good comments only. You can tell that, sir, we need some more explanations, some more examples, whatever, but please comment it. Getting? Response are needed, okay? So that we can do lot many things in these sessions. Then I'll be happy, then I'll try to tell you many more things. Okay, I can guide you for some good project ideas, so many things I can tell you along with the teaching part, like, okay? So we have to create one scanner object, which I've already told you. So how to create a scanner object? New scanner. And to that we have to connect input stream object which is connected with keyboard, all that things you know. And those who have not attended, please watch that video. I'm sure diagrammatically I have explained how the streams are connected. So to the keyboard who is connected, input stream. Who is the object of input stream? In. But it is static member of which class? System class. Getting? Which reads the raw bytes from the keyboard and supplied to the scanner. And then scanner will read that bytes and convert to the respective data type and give it to your program. Isn't it? So here I have to write system dot in. Then accept the value by giving a prompt system dot out dot print enter n. Okay? Integer n equal to s dot next int. N is accepted. Then I told we have to write a for loop for I equal to 1, I less than equal to n, I plus plus. So this outer for loop will go for how many times? N time. Right? It is a nested loop. See here. First I will be equal to 1. Is 1 less than equal to n? I is equal to 1. Is 1 less than equal to n? Whatever n is, suppose n is 5. So is 1 less than equal to 5? Yes. So it will come inside and start with this for loop, which I am going to write now. See here. For integer j equal to 1, j less than equal to n, j plus plus. What will be the work of inner loop? System dot out dot print hash and one space. Okay, and print I am writing. I am not writing print ln. Understand, guys? Why? Because otherwise it will keep printing everything on the separate line. It won't display it like a box. Getting? It's like a square board. Okay, so will it print hash space n time? So I is 1. 1 is less than equal to 5. Yes, it will come inside and this loop will start. J loop will start and it will go from 1 till n. And 1 till n times it will print hash space, hash space. Will it go on printing on that line hash and space, hash and space, hash space, hash space, hash space. Suppose 5 times. And as your n is 5, inner loop will get over. What you do is put a new line and bring the cursor on the next line. And after that it will come for I plus plus. I will become 2. Is 2 less than equal to 5? Yes. Again come inside and again j loop will start from 1 till n. And from 1 till n will it print hash space, hash space, hash space, hash space, hash space. Getting? And this activity is going to happen how many times? N time. Okay? So when the inner loop is over, we'll just put a new line. Getting? Now tell me system.out.println. It's not printing anything. So it will just print a new line. And if someone writes system.out.print and then double quote slash n, is it one and the same thing? Yes. Ultimately it is same thing. Getting? So I'm just writing this one. Okay? That's all. Just observe the indentation and all what I do. Getting? Whenever you type your code, please don't type everything in one line only. Please try to make use of proper indentation and all. Anyway, we are going to use some IDE like Eclipse and all. Okay, maybe after 1 or 2 sessions I'll show you how to move to Eclipse IDE and then write programs there. Okay, so there it automatically puts a tab. Okay, but it's a good practice. Now we will compile this code, that is square board. Java square board. Okay, now example, if I give 5, is it displaying a box of 5 by 5? Depending on the input what you give, like 8, so it is displaying a box of 8 by 8. Agreed, guys? So 8 lines and 8 hashes per line. Okay, now try to solve some more questions. If you can solve this 19th one, let's see. Try it. Okay, 19th one. write a program called checkerboard, okay, that displays the following n by n. Here the sample they have taken as 7, but it should be generalized, okay, it should be generalized. So checkerboard that displays the following n by n checkerboard pattern using two nested loop. See here. It is like a chessboard. Chessboard, you know, no? Where alternate come. In a chessboard, you know it, like first it is black, white, black, white, black, white. So on the next line it starts with white, black, white, black. Getting, no? This way it is. And they are saying that you have to use only these 3 SOPs. Other than these 3 SOPs, you are not allowed to use. Your program should use only 3 output statement. One each of the following. See here. This SOP's job is to print hash space. This SOP's job is to print space, and this one to print a new line. You are not allowed to use any of the other SOPs other than this 3. Use this 3 only and try to print this. Getting, guys? Okay, so hope you'll be able to do it. Try doing it. What you have to do is nested loop only, same like this, which we did, na, this program. Only some variation in it, very little variation. See here, like if this space is not there in the beginning, can you see there is one space, na, here? Getting? All those which are even line numbers. This is line number 1, 3. Even line number 2, 4, 6, can you see? Those line numbers start with a space. Means at the beginning one space is to be put, so that the line gets shifted by one column. Getting, guys? So exact same, only one if is to be inserted, which will print the space at the beginning. For printing hash space, this one you'll use. To put a new line, you'll use this one. Just at the beginning of the line, we have to put a space, and only at that time when your line number is even. Getting? So whenever the line number is even, begin with a space. Okay, guys? Right? And when the line number is not even, no need of putting a space, na, at the beginning. It will print normal hash space, hash space. So hash space, that is to be done on each line. Only at the beginning one extra space. If you put an extra space, that line gets shifted by one column. Getting? See here, I'll show you very quickly. In the same program, I'll do the modification. Okay? But before that, I'll just save it with the name checkerboard.java. Here I'll change the class name as checkerboard. Okay, everything is same, right? Only at the beginning of that inner for loop, the outer for loop will keep count of lines. Inner for loop will print hash space for n time. Inner for loop over, put a new line. Getting? So I have not gone against the rule. See, they have told use only these 3 prints. So this print I have used. Only this print I have to use. They have said now all is to be used only once. One each of the following. So all these 3 have to use only one time. So this I have used one time, this used one time. Only that one more is remaining. See, I'll check if I mod 2 equal to 0. Means your line number, I is the line number. So if the line number is even, I am going to display system.out.print space. Getting? That's all. So as at the beginning of the line space come, so all these hash space are shifted by one column. Do you agree, my dear students? Okay, see here, we will compile it. and suppose I give 7. Can you see? Is it printing first 7 hashes, again 7 hash, but at the beginning as it has put space, it has come one column shifted. Now next line number is 3, so it's not even, therefore it's not putting a space in the beginning. So when it is putting a space at the beginning, when the line number is even, that simple it is. Getting or no? So this way you have to keep thinking how the question can be solved. Okay? So hope you can do it. Now this also you should try. Now each and every question I cannot solve and give you. Few I'll give you. Okay. Try with this patterns, like few of the patterns I've given. Hope you are able to see the pattern. Pattern A, suppose you have to print this hashes in this way, depending on the line number, whatever line number. Okay, so if the line numbers are 7, so you have to print the hashes in this way. Okay, line number 1, 1 hash, line number 2, 2, line number 3, 3, line number 4, 4, that way. So if line number 7, 7 hash. Okay? Can you people try this pattern? I'll give the name to it, any name, it's up to you. And suppose n I am giving from command line. From command line I am going to do. Means when I'll run the program Java, and suppose I'll give triangle and 7. So from here only I am giving that value. From the command line I am passing. I hope in the past one program of command line I have taken. Okay? So what I'll do is I'll save this. I'll give the name to it as triangle.java or pattern.java, whatever you want. Okay? You give name to it as pattern, suppose. Right? See here. Class pattern public static void main string args. Then that n we are going to pass from command line. So I have to first convert that command line value, which is a string, to integer. Hope you remember this. Getting? If not, just go back to the videos and check. Args of 0. Is it the first argument which we are going to pass from command line? Means when I'll run this program by writing Java pattern, and I'm going to pass one number from here, like 7. So is this 7 in args of 0? But for us we see it as a 7, but for Java it is a string object. It is actually converted into a string object. But we want it as an integer. So I'm converting that string object to integer by using this parsend static method of integer class. So integer is a class given by Sun Microsystem. It is also in Lang package. And see here, these are Java provided classes. Therefore the class name I, can you see it is uppercase. Parsend is a static method of this class. Why it is static? Because it is invoked directly in the context of class name. Means to call it, we haven't created an object of it. Whenever to call any method, if we need object, it's an instance method. And whenever the method is called directly in the class context, it is a static method. So it takes this string object and converts and give you integer. Okay? Now let's think on printing that triangle. So I am going to create one for loop for integer I equal to 1, I less than equal to n, I plus plus. This is the outer for loop, which will keep the count of number of lines. How many lines to print? That count who will keep this outer for loop. Then I am going to write an inner for loop. See here, integer j equal to 1, j less than equal to I. That is the change here. If I write j less than equal to n, it will be as good as the box. Getting? Square. It will generate a square. We want to print that right angled triangle. So how many hashes will print? As much as the line number. So if the line number is 1, this for loop will print only 1 hash. If the line number is 2, this loop will go for 2 times. So it will print only 2 hashes. Getting? So j plus plus, we will display that hash system dot out dot print. Remember, hash and space I'll put. Okay? Why I am not putting print ln? Obviously, again I don't have to explain that. If you use print ln, after every hash space it will put a new line. Means in your imagination it's a triangle, but in reality it is not a triangle. Okay? Now what is this inner loop printing? That is clear. Means tell me, if your line number I is 1, okay, so inner loop will go only for 1 time, guys, because it is starting from 1 till less than equal to I. So I is 1, so it will go from 1 till 1. So only 1 time will it print hash space. Getting? Now it will come to outer loop, make I 2, and again j loop will start, but this will go for 2 time. So will it print 2 time hash space? Getting? This will go on. And after completing that inner loop, put a new line, system dot out dot println. That's all. Quite simple it is. Isn't it? Okay? This way, lot of other patterns are there. More than I can generate and give you minimum different 500 patterns and make you to write the logics for it. Okay? So Javac, we gave the name to it as pattern.java. Okay, Java pattern. Okay, now why it gave an error? Because I didn't pass number over here. So I'm passing n. Okay, so I've passed 7. Java is a robust language. If you are not passing command line and still you are accessing that value, so it gives an error. See, array index out of bound, because you are trying to access args of 0, but at 0th place there is no value only because you didn't pass. Getting? Now how to handle these exceptions and all, there is a separate chapter, exception handling in Java. We will be learning. Check this. Okay? Try giving some other input also. Right, guys? Accordingly the output is produced. Okay? So what you'll do, change to print this B pattern. Now in this B pattern we want in the opposite way. Like if your line number is 1, we want n hash. Line number 2, the hashes are getting decreased. Okay? So what do you say? What you will try to do? What changes you'll do in my given program? Okay, this one, the first one, so that we'll get this pattern. Any ideas?
We will decrease it.
Okay, but the outer for loop, how it will go, the inner for loop, how it will go. Any ideas? Tell me. You'll keep the outer for loop as it is, or how? Or the line number only you'll keep it from the beginning, how you're going to do? Like it is decreasing. Huh? Okay, what I'll do is, just you tell me, is it right or no? What I'll do is, for time being, I'll put this part in comment, guys. Means I'll try to print all the patterns in this one program. Just one pattern over, I'll put that in comment and we'll write the code for another pattern. Okay? No, something mistake I did. This much part is supposed to go in comment. Okay? I'll just copy this and we'll do the appropriate changes. Okay, what do you say? I'll keep the inner loop as it is, everything as it is, new line, this inner loop. Only what we'll do, we'll vary this I from n till 1. What do you say? As she said, we will decrease. Okay, so I agree with her. So can I follow the principle which she said, that decrease? So what I am doing is, I am using the outer for loop in such a way that I am starting from n and going till 1, decreasing. Always remember, when you start from low value till high value, you have to use less sign. When you go from high value to low value, you have to use greater sign. Getting? So your I is going to start only from where? See here. Now, n suppose given is 7, for example. N is how much? 7. So therefore your I will start only with what? 7. See, your I is starting only with 7. Is 7 greater than equal to 1? Yes. So it will come inside and it will start this J loop. But this J loop will start from where? 1 till I. But what is I? 7. So is this J loop going from 1 till 7? Do you agree, my dear students? So is it going to print 7 times has space, has space, has space, has space? Then a new line, then come here. But when it comes to outer loop, I is decrease. I will become 6. Again, 6 is greater than equal to 1. Yes, therefore it comes inside. And J loop will again start from 1 till I. But now your I is 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 only. So 6 hashes. So is it getting decreased? What do you say, guys? Right? Now it is possible some people may try some other logic. No doubt. I don't deny. I don't say that whatever logic I gave is only right. You may try with some other logic as well. Again, I did the same mistake. See. Okay. Now check. Is it going perfectly fine? 7 lines and 6, then 5, then 4, then 3, then 2, then 1. Okay. So this way you start developing your logics, guys. Okay. Now what about this? The C pattern. In C pattern, just check. You have to print spaces and then hash. Space, hash, space, hash, space, hash. Though here also you can check, you have to print the similar logic. See, you first start with 7, then 6, then 5, then 4, then 3, then 2, then 1. But only the thing is, in the beginning, spaces are also there. Okay? So I'll tell you just some changes you have to do. What you'll do is you'll add one loop in the beginning to add spaces as well. Means space and then hash. Space and hash. You understanding? Like if your line number, okay, so if you are at the first line number, then 0 spaces and 7 hash. Assuming your n is 7. Okay? Then next time space is increased, hash is decreasing. Getting? 1 space and 6 hashes. Getting? 2 spaces and 5 hashes. This way. So every time in the beginning you have to go on putting the spaces, and from there the hashes. This hash printing loop is there. So just try to insert one loop to print hashes. Spaces. Okay, and you'll get the same output. I'll just shift it. I'll just continue this. And we will write the same for loop. Okay, can anyone tell me that what loop you'll write to print the spaces? But that spaces should go on increasing. Okay, why? Because these hashes are getting decreased. If you check the pattern, the hashes are decreasing and the spaces are increasing. Okay, so try to write a logic in such a way Getting, guys? You have to write a logic in such a way that the number of spaces will go on increasing. And after spaces are printed, hashes and then new line. Spaces, hashes, new line. For space, then hash and then new line. But the pattern should be like that, that space go on decreasing, hashes go on increasing, hashes goes on decreasing. Why hash will go on decreasing? Because your I is decreasing. As I decreases, hashes will decrease, because this loop is printing I times hashes. Okay, see here, I'll write one loop for you quickly. Integer j equal to 1. Getting, guys? And j less than n minus I am writing. Check whether it goes properly. According to my knowledge or my understanding, I think it should work fine. Okay? That's all. Now can you tell me for the first time, what is I? N. Isn't it, guys? For the first time, I is n. So n minus n is 0, and as it is 0, it will not work for single time also. Getting? Only one mistake I did. Less than equal I have to write. Okay? There is no need to put a bracket also, because you know that arithmetic operations have more precedence than relational, but only for your understanding I have put. So tell me, for the first time when I is n, n minus n is 0, so as it is 0, this loop will not go for single time also. Do you agree, guys? See here, n is 7 suppose. I is 7 for the first time. Right, guys? N suppose I have given 7. So I is 7. 7 is greater than equal to 1. Yes, come inside. This loop will not work only. Why? Because 7 minus 7 is 0 and j has started from 1. So this condition only is false. Directly come here and it will print how many hashes? I hashes, and I is 7. So will it print 7 times hashes? Getting or no? 7 times hash space. Getting? Then a new line, then come here, I is decrease, I has become 6 now. Now when I becomes 6, this loop will work for 7 minus 6, that is 1. So will it work for one time, guys? One time space and 6 hashes. Next time I becomes 5. 7 minus 5, 2. So 2 spaces and 5 hashes. Getting? Next time I becomes 4. Getting? It's getting decreased. So 7 minus 4 is 3. 3 spaces. Getting? And 4 hashes. So this way, what are increasing? You understanding? What are increasing? The spaces and the hashes are decreasing. Okay? So hope the concept is clear. Just try to run the same program again. Let's see. Is it printing? Can you see? First 0 space 7 hashes, 1 space 6, 2 space 5. This way the spaces are increasing and the hashes are decreasing. Agreed? Now expected from your side, what you will do to print this D pattern. Now in this also see, you have spaces and then hash, space, hash, space, hash, space, hash. You have to do some change in this first program. Try to make some change in this first program so that this hash will come here and the space is beginning. Because ultimately the count is same, see, in the first program and this program. See, line number 1, 1 hash, line number 2, 2 hash, line number 3, 3 hash. Only the spaces are decreasing and the hashes are increasing. So can you make some change in this program so that we'll get this output? What do you say? I'm expecting some result from some responses from you people. Right? Just tell me, I'll just copy paste for you that first one, and you just tell me. Either you can type it in the chat window, or if you want to unmute and tell me, you can tell. I'll be happy to hear that. The first one, this one. Getting? In this only, we have to add some code to put spaces as we did it here. Okay, guys? Okay? Tell. Can I add the loop of printing spaces here also? The similar one. What do you say? Tell me. In this case, see here, 6 space 1 hash, 5 space 2. Here the spaces are decreasing, hashes are increasing. Okay? Do you think this loop will do the same work? Because here I is starting from 1. There it was starting from 7. Tell me, first time I is how much? 1. I is 1. So can you tell me, will it be 7 minus 1 time? I is 1. So this loop will go how much time? 7 minus 1, that is 6 time. So will it display 6 space? What do you say, guys? And this loop will go only 1 time, because I is 1, and this loop go only for I time. Yes or no? So this loop is working for how much time? I time, and I is 1, so only 1 time. So will it print hash space 1 time? 1 hash space. Getting? Then I becomes 2. But when I become 2, 7 minus 2 is 5. Will it print 5 space and 2 times hash? Getting? So can you see every time what will go on decreasing in this pattern? Spaces. And what will go on increasing? Hashes. Okay. So you should be able to do the modifications in that code only. In the similar code, you should be able to do the changes. Okay. See here. Java pattern 7. Can you see? So 6 space 1 hash, 5 space 2 hash. So spaces are decreasing and hashes are increasing. Getting? So I hope you have understood it. Okay. Then similarly these boxes you can try how to put the outline box. Inner part should not be there. Only the outline hashes should come. Getting? So the question which we did it for only box. See here. This one. In that only you have to make some changes that this inner hashes should not get printed. Only the outline one. Okay, how you'll do it? Same code you'll write, only you'll check that whether your line number is 1 or n, and whether your column number is 1 or n. That time you print hash, otherwise print spaces. Getting, guys? In that same loop, what you'll do is only check whether the line number is 1 or line number is n, or column number is 1 or column number is n. In that situation, print hash. Otherwise, you'll print space. See here, quickly I'll just give to wind up with today's session. And then I'll give you all these questions for solving. And we have to start with the next topic, that is arrays. Arrays are very important. So we will be learning about arrays in Java. Okay? Then we have to start with classes, objects. So many things are there in pipe. Okay? See here. This is your standard loop for integer I equal to 1, I less than equal to n, I plus plus. The inner for loop for integer j equal to 1, j less than equal to n, j plus plus. Same. Getting? And when inner loop over, just put one new line. Getting? This is complete. The standard square for loop is there, the same one. Only now inside this will put some conditions. Like if your I is 1 or I is n or j is 1 or j is n. Means I is 1 or n means you are in line number 1 or line number n. J is 1 or j is n means you are in one column, last column. Then we have to display system dot out dot print we have to display hash, right? Otherwise we have to display space. Do you agree, guys? System dot out dot println space. So when you are not in any of these conditions, like you are not in first line or last line or first column or last column, means you are somewhere in middle of that, inside part of the box, you are not on the outline part, then print spaces. Getting? And whenever line get over, put a new line. Okay, that's simple. So you just have to think, your logics get developed. Abundant of questions you solve. Okay, see here. Now I am giving 7. What happened? I didn't save it. Yes, I didn't save, that's the reason. See. Is it giving an outline box? Right, guys? Little big if you want, then you can give here hash space, and here you can give 2 spaces. Try compiling it. Give 10. Right? Is it giving the outline only? Okay, but depending on what input you give, you are giving 20 accordingly. Now in this only you try to do some modifications such that you'll get this pattern like Z, the mirror Z, or this cross sign, or both the outline box come cross sign. Okay? I'm sure you'll try it. Yes or no, guys?
Yes, sir.
Good. Okay? So you'll do it. And now in the next
Yes,
session,
sir.
we will try to start with arrays. Okay? The concept of arrays in Java we have to learn. Okay? So for today we'll stop. Thank you all of you.